Hello T3 Arena! T3 Arena launched in early access a year ago, and we're thrilled that the community is loving the game so far. We started the project hoping to create the best hero shooter for mobile.
There's still a long way to go, and we've got a lot of work to do. Today, to celebrate early access anniversary, we'd like to share with you our roadmap for this year.
5v5 is now available in beta, and your feedback has been amazing so far. With the addition of a second active ability and the rebalancing of heroes, 5v5 has been a game-changing mode. In the next April update, we'll temporarily disable the 5v5 beta mode, all to get prepared to launch it with more features. Starting in June, we'll bring back 5 vs 5 in two different versions. The first one is a casual version with normal hero balancing. That will be available as a casual mode. And the second one is a beta version with more heroes featuring their second abilities.
Right now, we're working on 6 more heroes to be gradually launched in beta. For the rest of the year, we'll continue to work on other heroes and release them throughout the year. Then, by the end of this year, we plan to bring 5v5 to ranked, completing the competitive.
When they say normal hero balancing, are they talking about like normal heroes, like the way it is like in 3v3? Because, bro, from what I like, Jabali with double healers, like what do you do? Jabali with a double healer set, bro. Like Osas with teleporters. It's like it gets bad, bro. There's a lot of heroes that are just like Jabali with healers is like sick. Freaking Fort with Fade, nasty stuff. That's all I can say. So if there's gonna be a casual version of it, like with the normal hero balancing that we play in 3v3, there's gonna be a lot of broken builds. There'll be a lot of broken. Like it's gonna feel weird because the cool thing about it is everybody's level 10 in this mode, and you actually get to play with that second ability, and you're trapped with the first ability. It puts a lot of interesting spins on stuff. But like once you add teleporters and Mark's lack of ammo and speed, that's just not cool. But you're gonna have optic disruption where you can basically blow smoke. So yeah, it might be something
experience. 5v5 has been a game-changing mode, and we're committed to bringing you a full 5 vs 5 experience. We can't wait for you to experience more with this game mode later this year.
This year, we'll also rework our hero pick and progression mechanics. Right now, the trophy system is designed in a way that forces you to keep using different heroes in the long run. For example, your trophy progression will slow down if you only use high trophy heroes. Players are essentially forced to change heroes to keep progressing. Now, this year, we'll move away from this design philosophy. Picking heroes should be a delicate choice. You should be in charge of which hero to pick, and how you actually compete in a match should be the reason you pick a hero.
Yes, in the next few seasons, we'll introduce a series of new mechanisms that give control back to you, the player. With our April update, we'll introduce the new hero switching mechanism to 3v3. You will decide which hero to use based on what actually works best for you. By the end of this year, we'll gradually introduce more designs that showcase your expertise. So subscribe and stay tuned for the other changes we'll make to rework the hero pick design philosophy.
In the past, our framework was mostly based on win rates.
Yeah, that whole idea of being able to change heroes in 3v3, it's going to be sick. That's going to be crazy. Imagine starting out a match with Gatlin, putting in some Victor, a little bit of Kazama. Like, what's kind of cool about that is, like, if you have a match where you're playing multiple flankers, you can then pick something to stop the flankers. Like, you can switch over to tanks. You can do a bunch of different things to kind of change the balancing of it so you're not trapped with the heroes that you're playing. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty interesting because like Crossroads, that's a Victor map. Like it's super strong for Victor. It's really good for Kelvin. Like any places where there's a lot of tight spaces, then you can throw those snowballs and lock people in. Yeah, it's actually really good. So it's gonna be real interesting. That's gonna be another dimension of skill. And this is exactly what I'm saying, which is kind of funny. When you're actually playing with a bunch of new players, they don't understand half the stuff that's going on. And the thing I'm saying is, when I first started the game, I was getting killed by people. I'm like, yo, how did they not miss? I've been playing for a bunch of months now, right? Over 3 months, and now probably 6 months, 7 months. Like you basically are able to do things that people would be like, "Oh, you're cheating." It's not really. You just play a lot, and you've learned a lot about angles. You learned a lot about aiming. You learned about how to set your acceleration, how to set your finger swipe. So like if you swipe across the bottom of your screen, your character does a 180. Like there's a bunch of things that you have to set up and figure out to make it work for you. Like my daughter, like her jump button on the bottom of her screen that she uses with her thumb because she plays on an iPad also. Man, it's the most alien thing I've ever seen. She's really good. I can't play like that. I try playing her game and my mind can't wrap my head around using my thumb to jump on the bottom where I'm used to using my index finger to do the jumping for me, right? So it's really weird. But she plays well that way. It's you There's a lot of customization that you need to do. And another funny thing is 5v5 has its own way for you to customize it where you can put your stuff too. There's a 3v3 customization, there's a 5v5 customization. Who knew? I didn't know that because when they first give you your second ability, they put it right next to your reload. It's very bizarre.
Meaning, if a hero had a high win rate, they needed to be nerfed, and vice versa. This year, we'll start using a more dynamic framework. As T3 Arena is getting more competitive, we'll study and adopt a balancing framework from other major competitive titles.
Which is really good because if somebody's really good with a character, yeah, the character's going to have crazy high win rates, right? But if you're a low level person who don't know how to play the character, guess what? You're not going to have a very high win rate. It's really more about balancing based on how good it is for new players and old players. If everybody wins all the time with the character, yeah, whether you're new or old, yeah, you probably needs a nerf. But if only high level skilled players are winning with the character and low level people can't do a damn thing with it, you still might need to buff the character up a little bit and take certain things away so it becomes a little bit more balanced. But you can't just say, "Oh, it wins a lot, so let's nerf it." That's not that doesn't even make any sense. I'm glad they're changing that. That makes no sense at all. Like Gatlin didn't need a nerf when they nerfed her, and this buff is like kind of crazy to me. It's really good. She's actually, when she says maximum speed, she's actually got it now. She's really fast. But I think she's more balanced because she's not super easy to use, man. You'll get your ass waxed if you're not paying attention. Snipers, she's still a sniper's, what do you call it, favorite target because Ubercharge, she don't move. And you can catch her. You can catch her good. So it's pretty neat.
This new framework will segment hero data based on the level and context of play. It will dynamically assign different thresholds for what is considered to be overpowered and underpowered.
Diggy is a great example. She has a balanced win rate when looking at the big picture, but has a very low pick rates amongst elite players or competitive tournaments. So, under this new framework, despite having a normal overall win rate, Diggy is still considered underpowered and needs a buff. Starting from the April update, we'll start to implement this new dynamic framework. By August, we expect to have learned a good deal from this change, and you'll start to experience heroes that are more competitively balanced.
Since early access, our community has grown quite a bit. The scrims and tournaments have been an amazing part of the community. Today, we're excited to announce that we're working on creating the first ever official T3 Arena League. Starting in April, we'll reveal our official league schedules for Season 5. You could expect some breathtaking live streams from our qualifiers and finals.
Which is really cool. That's one of the things, like, when I got into mobile gaming with a game called Vainglory, man, they had tournaments and I would watch it. One of my favorite things about watching tournament play, because I never participated in them, It's learning tricks and tips from like people who play it like at a pro level, and you start learning what characters can do and how to use characters in a way. Like I love watching more Atomic, and he's really freaking good. I even in the stream, I have a game we played against him. We lost, but sure made it competitive. But the key about it is it's really cool. Like you get to see so much about the game when watching really good people play it, and you get to pick up things like, oh man, look at the way I didn't know this is in the screen. I watched an Atomic video and learned something about a map that I played at least 60 times before, and I didn't even know that you could get up on the map through the the right side of the screen. There was a jump pad there, and I had no clue. I watched him play a freaking 5v5 tournament or a 5v5 game, and I'm like, there's a jump pad there? So yeah, man, I love watching tournament stuff. And when you start getting a better understanding of the game, it's really kind of cool to watch it being played at a really high level. So yeah, I'm all for that. It's gonna be like fun stuff to watch every once in a while.
We will start with Japan and North America, and by the end of this year, we wish to include more regions like China and Latin America.
To be quite frank, we're unable to provide gigantic prize pools like the bigger titles, but we wish that pro players will find our official league tremendously fun and rewarding. Please stay tuned for more announcements right here on YouTube. Subscribe.
Next, let's get into more details over the upcoming April update. This update will be the first step in our new 2023 roadmap, and we hope you'll get some amazing new experiences out of it. Now, let's go over what's new.
With the new April update, you can now switch heroes mid-match also in 3v3. After being knocked out and before your revive timer runs out, you will be able to switch to a different hero. Mid-match hero switching in 3v3 will revolutionize the meta and how 3 vs 3 is played. For example, let's say you're playing a game of Control. You might first start with a high mobility, high DPS setup such as Aletta, Hunter, and Shell to secure the control point fast. After doing so, you may switch to a team comp such as Jabali, Sindri, and Chemist to fortify the control point while...
Yo, that's the Air of Vision skin, bro. For Chemist. Where is this thing? It's in the game. They just haven't released it. I'm so pissed. I couldn't get the Lucky Draw Wolf skin. I want this one. Sell it for money, bro. Don't put it on these Lucky Draw craps.
the timer runs out.
Mid-match hero switching makes matches so much more exciting and unpredictable. You are in charge of who to pick based on your game and your situation. We cannot wait to see all those heroes switching around in 3 vs 3.
Ranked mode improvements. One issue with ranked is that it takes too long for highly skilled players to find a match. With this update, we'll improve the MMR match.
Bro, it takes too long for even low level. To me, 3 minutes is too long. Specifically, like the longest I ever waited for a match and quit was like 10 minutes, and I was just like, when it first came out, and I'm like, bro, no. So whenever I see something past like a minute and a half, I'm just like, or I'm in 2 minutes 15 seconds, I'm like, bro, no. I just skip it, because it's not, bro, I'm not sitting there for 15 minutes to get no match. I don't care, especially at low levels. What the hell? Why am I waiting so long?
Matchmaking system, so that extremely high or extremely low scores will be adjusted over time. This should help these players find ranked matches faster.
We will also enhance the random map system. Right now, all random maps are provided with an equal chance throughout the game. We will also enhance the random map system. Right now, all random maps are provided with an equal chance throughout the game. In order to help more players transition from casual to ranked, our new design will provide players in lower ranked tiers with smaller maps, like most Clash maps. On the other hand, higher ranked players will have a higher chance of receiving larger or more complicated maps, such as Giga Cave Mining Payload Escort.
In fact, Clash and Payload Escort are quite different game modes. This design should create a relatively consistent experience in ranked without jumping around too much between different game modes.
Of course, with a new update, we're also bringing you some beautiful skins. Let's take a look.
Hold tight, don't let go. Hold tight, don't let go. Hold tight, don't let go.
Celebrating our early access anniversary, we'd like to welcome you back to the game. T3 Arena has changed so much in the past year, and yet it's still so familiar to everyone. With the April update, a new event will be available for all of you out there who dropped out at some point. If your friends did drop out, call them back, call them out, and get them to try the new T3 Arena. We hope they'll enjoy all of the new content introduced season after season.
Today, we've shared our roadmap and plans for this year, as well as a sneak peek at the upcoming April update. A lot of our creators have joined T3 Arena in the past year, and it has been our honor to have them create content for T3 day by day, week by week. And today, to celebrate our creative community, we've invited some of them to share with you their experiences. Let's take a look at what they have to say.
It's your boy Atomic, and it is so crazy to think that T3 Arena has been out for a year already. I remember when we first started playing this game, literally on the day it came out, March 17th, we were playing in the beta. We made our very first YouTube video on March 18th, and ever since then it's just been nothing but great memories. This game, this company, everybody behind it is absolutely amazing. And one of the things that I really want to see from T3 Arena moving forward is just consistency in doing what they are already doing. I've played a lot of mobile games and I've been a part of a lot of different mobile gaming communities, but one of the biggest things is that these companies don't stay consistent. Whatever made them, do really well in the beginning, they sort of leave it off towards the back end of things. So if we can continue to see all of these brand new releases, new maps, new heroes at such a consistent level, they do such a great job supporting the creators in the community, as well as listening to the overall community and addressing these issues in like live Q&As and making a lot of the changes that the community want them to make. I think that T3 Arena will be one of the biggest mobile games here in 2023 and beyond.
E aí galera, aqui é a Sukita. Pra quem não me conhece, eu sou uma das criadoras oficiais do T3 Arena no Brasil. E é com muita alegria, galera, que eu venho comemorar aqui junto com vocês o primeiro ano do T3. Como eu conheci o T3 Arena, né? Eu conheci o T3 Arena, galera, através de vídeos no YouTube, que eu tava procurando, né, algum game que fosse multiplayer, porque eu curto jogos de multiplayer. Conheci o T3 Arena, achei um jogo muito bonito, muito fascinante. Corri pra TapTap pra baixar o game, pra vocês terem uma noção, ó. Desde quando eu conheço o game, eu não conheci através da Play Store, foi lá na TapTap. Baixei, joguei, eu achei um jogo muito incrível, que tinha me chamado bastante atenção, é que eles tinham uma heroína BR, que é a Cristina, né? E galera, naquela época os heróis nem tinham vozes, hein? E o que eu espero, né, a partir de hoje aqui do T3 é que a gente comemore mais anos do T3, que o T3 cresça mais pessoas conheçam mais o game, que o game otimize mais, né, para outras pessoas também conhecerem mais também o game também, que cresça tanto, galera, que a gente tenha novos heróis, novos mapas, novos módulos de batalha também, mais skins também, que a gente tenha bonequinhos, figures do T3, seria incrível ter uma figure do T3 também, cosplay do T3, que eu amo fazer cosplay, tô louca pra fazer cosplay de um dos heróis do T3 Arena também, e que tenha, né, até campeonatos pela própria T3 aí. Bye bye!
So I'm gonna pause there. I didn't see hers because I started watching it without the subtitles, so that's the only reason I watched this one. But yeah, Atomic is like, the dude puts videos out daily, and like I said, half the things you see me do or the way I play the game, it's either through watching things that he does and then reapplying it to the way I play characters, and or the tips that he gives you on maps. Like, I learned to play free-for-all really well because he's like, yo, when you play free-for-all, stay at the edges and just circle the edges. You peek in the middle every once in a while, but the main game mode, if you want to do well, if you want to win, if you want to do really well in free-for-all, is you play the edges. You play around the edge of the map. Certain maps are huge, but yeah, but it's really cool. So let me just see if I can find. I'm gonna switch back to the game stream